You are now listening to On One Radio, the talk show podcast station, bringing you Inspire Our Podcast, a source for positive mental stimulation and good vibes, uplifting the world in support of peace, strength, wisdom, and faith. The information and resources on this podcast are based on the opinions of the host, unless otherwise noted. All information is intended to motivate, encourage, and inspire positive change and a healthier lifestyle. This podcast may contain some quotations, images, and or excerpts from copyrighted material. These uses fall well within the copyright doctrine of fair use. Fair use refers to the right to reproduce, use, and share. Welcome. You are now listening to On One Radio, the talk show podcast station, bringing you Inspire Our Podcast, and I am your host, Tony Williams. Welcome once again to another beautiful day above ground. Happy Easter to everyone. I hope your day is filled with love, joy, and peace. Now, today we're going to be talking about Easter. Now, Easter is a time for celebrating new life and is based around the Christian story of Jesus. Now, Easter is a Christian spring holiday. When we get around this time of year, we know spring is here. We know. Now, most know it to be about dressing up in your finest garments to attend church services. You got rabbits, Easter egg hunt for the kids, then there's dinner, and just spending time with family and friends. But it begins before Easter Sunday. Now, the day before Lent begins is called Shrove Tuesday or Pancake Day. Now, many Christians participate in a time called Lent, which is the 40 days before Easter. Now, during Lent, some people give up simple items such as chocolate, while others, not eat meat or fish or eggs or dairy. Now, the last week of Lent is called Holy Week. Now, that's when Palm Sunday rolls around, the first day of Holy Week. And it is the day that Jesus arrived in Jerusalem. Now, Monday, Thursday is the day of the Last Supper, and Good Friday is the day of Jesus' crucifixion and death. Then we arrive at Easter Sunday. Now, we know Easter Sunday comes as a huge celebration at the end of Lent with feasting and treats, and it's basically commemorating Jesus' resurrection. So, what does Easter mean to you? What has it given you? What has it taught you? Should be a lot. Now, the meaning of Easter is so much more than the celebration itself. Those things just include some of the symbols as reminders and is used to teach the young about Christ. Now, some of the symbols are crosses and, Jesus was crucified on a wooden cross. These symbolize his death and resurrection. Now, the eggs, everybody typically wonders, okay, what are the eggs really? What is the symbol there? What does it represent? Well, the eggs represent new life and rebirth. And the rabbit, it stands for new life as well. And when it comes to the lambs, it represents spring as well as new life. Now, we can't forget the palm fronds. Those symbolize peace and have links to the Bible, which tells of Jesus being greeted with palm fronds when he arrived in Jerusalem a few days before he was arrested. And the purple, it's the color of royalty and a sign of mourning. Interesting, right? Well, for Christians, Easter is about the crucifixion and the resurrection. And that's simply coming back to life of Jesus Christ. After his death, Jesus' body was put into a tomb. 3 days later, the tomb was found to be empty, and people discovered that Jesus had risen. Now, not everyone celebrates Easter at the same time. For example, the Greek Orthodox Church celebrates at a different time as opposed to the Catholic Church, and Easter is not on the same date each year. It is usually celebrated, somewhere between late March and, late April. So Easter pretty much kind of helps us to understand and answer some of the questions or thoughts we all have had and asked ourselves at some point. We at least thought about it. Why am I here? Why do I exist? Creation must have a creator. Now, of course, we thought our lives follow the basic we born, we live, we die, and that's it principle. Well, it's not about me or you, but about Jesus Christ who died for our sins and rose for our salvation. Now, we know that death is not the end. Our lives have direction, and our existence does have purpose. And as a result, we have hope, faith, peace, and encouragement. Now, Easter is a great celebration, and it should be celebrated because we are not here ourselves alone. There is a higher being, there's a higher power, and he does love us dearly. And so Easter it has become over the years this huge celebration. It is amazing, and it's wonderful, and it's very hopeful, and it gives so much hope and understanding, and it helps us to answer those questions we have concerning life. But let's not just celebrate him on just certain days like just today. Let's celebrate him on the regular and be thankful and be happy for the many gifts, for everything he went through. I'm sure it's not easy. For him, it may have been, for Jesus, to just say, okay, yes, Father, I'm going to die on the cross for the world's sins. Us being human, being how we are, can we say we would just not question our Father for that? No. So he's very special, and his love is amazing. And I just want you all to, know a little bit about it. Not just, go beyond the eggs and the decorating them, but actually teaching our children, our youth, what those symbols represent. So that way it's not just, it's Easter, it's a celebration, but not knowing the truth about the celebration. There you have it. So everyone, eat good, be merry, thank God, and have a wonderful, wonderful Easter. You have been listening to On One Radio, the talk show podcast station, bringing you Inspire Our Podcasts. Know that you're loved, cherished, and needed. So keep your head up and your heart light. Until next time, have a blessed and productive week. I have been your host, Tony Williams. Looking for more inspiration? Inspire Our Podcast is available on most podcast sites, apps, as well as on Facebook. We can also be found on